Today, I'm going to be holding this mic because this shirt did not want it to be clipped on. Hello, my name is Phoenix and this is TFL Design, where I'm not doing any designing at all whatsoever. I just find it's really hard to do it nowadays with work being busy and me not finding any creative juices to do any of that stuff other than... Is this creative? It's really just venting. Anyway, I wanted to share a few stories about me and my experiences and just being awkward in general. I know a few people that watched me during my streaming days didn't believe that I would be someone that was extremely introverted or awkward, which is good to know that my acting ability seems to portray that, at least in a controlled environment where I'm not talking to anybody except for a camera. It definitely does help. That level of separation between humans through the camera allows people to express themselves in a way they probably wouldn't do it in person. Which explains why some people get really mean behind the keyboard and, you know, all those fake personas. For me, I was able to fake that I was an outgoing person, because anyone that knows me in real life, I mean, even the way I'm speaking right now is like tonally very different from how I used to stream, because when you stream, you're like, oh my god, reacting and like screaming and stuff. In real life, I'm even more monotone than I am now. This is because I've always had, I wouldn't say anxiety, but I was very uncomfortable. I'm still very uncomfortable around people. The lockdowns didn't help. I definitely lost a lot of practice with speaking to people one-on-one or 1-on-15 or whatever the groups that I'd have to like manage and look over and deal with, or when I speak to clients in person. Where am I going with this? People who meet me in real life note that I have a very monotone voice and a resting bitch face, I guess. I'm trying my best to look at the camera right now, but I know for a fact when I speak to people in real life, my eyes tend to wander to like the wall behind them because I don't like staring into people's eyes for long periods of time. So I'll be like talking to them like this, talking to them like this, and just nodding, staring at the floor, which is not good when you're speaking to clients. I have to make an effort to like, you know, lock in when I'm doing an interview or, you know, speaking to clients and things like that. It sucks being in the adult world. But when I'm within a more casual setting or with friends, you know I can just, you know, relax and wander and they won't judge me for it because they know who I am. To this day, I don't really do hugs. Like, people I meet, I don't hug to say goodbye. Friends that I've known for decades, I don't hug or anything. Curt nod, that'll do. Anyway, I just wanted to share that little backstory before I go into the main theme of this video, which is how that affects my luxury shopping experience. I got this idea when I was answering this like Reddit post asking if like people buy in stores or people buy online. I do both. It's really important to check out what you buy in stores if you can, to see if, let's say for a bag, if the straps fit you, if the size is, you know, to your liking, see if your phone fits in it in like real time, versus having it shipped to you and then realizing your phone doesn't fit and then having to return it. It kind of weirds me out, and it's definitely like a Western thing where people buy things or buy multiple things and try it on at home and then like return the ones they don't want or the ones they don't fall in love with. That's definitely a Western thing, because like I know in parts of Asia, returns are not a thing. You could have just bought that right on the spot, given your money to the cashier, and as soon as you're done with that transaction, there's no returning. There's maybe store credit, perhaps, but like no returning. Even if you just walk next door and come back, that's it. So I don't know if it feeds into the consumerism and stuff like that. That just kind of weirds me out when I hear people like try out bags for a week and then decide to return it when it's not to their liking and stuff. I'm just like, why do people do that? But I understand not everyone lives in a big city or in a place or in an area that has like local luxury boutiques and stuff for them to try things out, so I get it. One of the things that new people to luxury tend to talk about is, is how they feel perhaps uncomfortable their first time walking into a luxury place. They don't know what to expect. For me, that was never the problem, because having sales associates approach me and like ask what I want and stuff like that is something I've encountered in non-luxury stores. Like if you go to Asia, like 14 people will walk up to you bowing and be like, "Can I help you?" And you're just like, ah. So, when it's a luxury place and they're dressed better and, they're offering you wine and stuff, it's not that off. The wine, I never accept. And this is the story of how awkward I am in luxury stores. Wait, even more backstory before then. So there was this one time I was on my lunch break working in New York, and I stopped by a Starbucks to get like a parfait or something. Was it a Starbucks? I think it was a Starbucks. Someone was like stocking the shelves with like drinks and different flavors and stuff, and I didn't want to reach over them to get the flavor I was looking for, and I didn't want to like wait too long to grab it. One, because in New York you never like wait, it's always on the go, and I didn't want to excuse myself and be like, "Oh, sorry, can I just like grab that?" Because that would mean I'd be talking to the person. So I did the most normal thing and like grabbed the thing that was closest to me that wouldn't get in the way, without looking at the flavor, and just like paid for it. I hated the flavor. I don't remember what it was, but I hated it, and I just remember going, yeah, I probably deserve that. Oh, but at the time I was thinking, oh, this is still way better than to have like, asked the person to like move aside or like be like, "Oh, hi, can I just get that?" There was no way that was happening. Nowadays, now that I'm like much older, would I have changed that? Depends on the time of day, I guess. Like, I had to like really want that strawberry. Anyway, now that I'm that awkward, imagine me walking into a boutique. Now, my experience in luxury boutiques in North America and in Asia, because those are the only two places I've ever been to, they're relatively the same. I wouldn't say I really dress up to go to boutiques. In North America, maybe I do, because like I'm home and, I can just put on stuff and, actually take a shower and stuff. But during my trip to Asia, I didn't have the luxury of, dressing up and stuff, because I was on vacation and dressed to climb mountains, basically. I was touring Japan at the time. So, like, I wasn't really dressed nicely. But the treatment I got there was pretty much the same. Everybody's really nice. Nobody was, like, treating me as if I couldn't afford anything. So, that's always a plus. I never had issues with that. Also, it's because I look like this, right? Even without makeup on, due to my apparent ethnicity, I'm gonna say, they assume like, you're from one of those people that probably want to spend money, to which I'm like, stereotypes, positive ones, I guess. Am I like sinking lower and lower because I have bad form and I don't like sitting upright, and this is forcing me to sit upright? If I'm leaning, it's because of that. One of the things I do note is that I am a horrible luxury shopper and customer, because, how do I put this? This bitch ain't loyal. Let me explain. So, when you go into a luxury boutique, the sales assistant that comes up to you and, introduces themselves or, helps you around to answer your questions and, like, take the items for you to try on and, whatever. Usually they spend, a good few minutes with you. Sometimes they give you their names and phone numbers and stuff like that to contact them. I have this awful habit of, like, because I'm antisocial and don't want to make too much eye contact with them, I have this awful habit of, like, doing a lot of research on what I want to buy online first, going to the store to try on said item. I just walk in, very curtly go, point to that, and be like, that, I want to try that. They'll help me. Maybe they'll try to attempt small talk, to which I, shut down real fast. Not on purpose, but I don't want the drink. I don't really want to talk about what I do for a living, but they ask. And so we try it out, and I'm like, cool. And then, like, I'll say thank you, and then I'll go home to, make the decision if I want it in my head or not. I try not to be too impulsive and buy it in the store the first time I go in to try it. Even though I had done a lot of research prior to even stepping into the store, looking at pictures online, seeing reviews, yada yada. So once in a while, the sales associate will give you their number, or ask you to fill out a form or something, so they could grab all your information before you even purchase anything. When that happens, I try to do it if it's done online real fast over the phone or something, but for the most part, that part's skipped. Now here's the part where I'm a bad customer and how I'm not loyal. I don't do this on purpose, but when I decide to buy the product, I will simply go in at any time I'm available, point to the item again, and it doesn't matter who's working that day. It's whoever approaches me first, and then I will just buy the item there and then, making as little eye contact and as little conversation as possible. They'll be like, "Oh, do you want to try it out?" I'm like, "Nope, I've tried it already. Just put it in the bag and let's go. I'm buying this now." And they're like, "Oh, okay," and they just put it in, and boom, they got the commission. Now, the person that just got the commission is basically never the person that helped me with the bag the first time. This person, within a span of 3 minutes, has just collected the commission for putting it, boxing it up and, taking my credit card information or paying in cash, whatever it is I'm doing, in person. And the person that last helped me, luckily, is usually never in the store when I'm buying it. They're usually off that day, or they're in another section or whatever, but whatever the reason is, for some reason, I never go into the store to buy it on the same day that the first SA has helped me. This is not on purpose. It just happens. Every time I do this, the SA's never there. I never looked for them, but in the corner of my eyes, you would think they would recognize me, or they'd be there, but they're just never there. So it has come to my attention that I do this quite often, to the point where I'm so guilty now that one, I ask for SA's name and make the effort to look for them again, or be like, "Oh, is whomever here?" Or two, I'm at the point where I feel so bad that I'm tempted to go into the store to buy random ass accessories that I don't need, just so they get something from me, just some kind of commission, which is really bad for my wallet and really bad for them, because buying a few $1,000 product versus a dinky little accessory is a very different thing. But yeah, it's gotten to that point. So
Oh, and I forgot to mention about this, but sometimes I find the same product that I looked for in store online for an even cheaper price and with coupons and stuff like that, which is the case a lot of times where, I see something I like online, but I want to try it out in store to make sure the product fits me. So that's also another reason the sales associate never gets my money or commission.
being awkward and antisocial, even in this late stage of my life, really does affect everything. Like I said, I'm trying to be better now. I ask for the SA's names. I make the conscious effort now to perhaps contact them to be like, "Oh, I'm interested in seeing this," and try to ask what days they work. Or maybe I could do the thing where, I don't actually buy the thing until I see them in the store or confirm that they're in the store. Anyway, I just thought you would like to hear that story and to know that I'm still the exact same awkward person in all aspects of my life, whether it's me talking to a friend, a coworker. Clients I'm really good about, because you got to be stern with clients. You can't let them, push you around. But when I'm shopping for stuff, skip the wine. I really don't need the wine. Please don't try to pamper me. I'm just gonna first of all, I don't drink alcohol with my friends or anything when I'm out, very rarely. I'm sure as hell not going to do it when I'm shopping, because I have that Asian flush thing. I don't need to turn all red. 2, that would mean I definitely need to buy something from you. If you're serving me alcohol, I'm gonna have to buy something from you. I don't need that guilt. I understand it's part of the, customer service, and service is, what they're selling, the fantasy, blah, 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 blah. The point is, I don't want to be guilted by myself mostly into buying something, and 2, it's just awkward for me. It's just weird. I mean, just the other day, I was debating with myself whether I should return something for a rebate, because they were having a sale a week after I'd bought something, and I was like, oh, but like, then I'd have to talk to someone's at the sales and cash register, or I can justify that I didn't lose out on that money. Instead, I put that money towards something else I bought that was on sale, so I bought 2 things at full price rather than 1 thing. It's really hard being antisocial. What I'm saying is, it gets better, the awkwardness, as you grow up, as you become more confident and experienced, but it still gets you. It always gets you.
And by that point in the video, I'd gotten so exasperated that I totally forgot to make an ending. And if you look closely, you could even see the fog that was slowly accumulating on the bottom of my glasses as the room got hotter and hotter due to the blinds being open and direct sunlight shining into the room. Anyway, I'm here to end it off now that I'm calmer and level-headed, and to wish you all farewell, and I'll see you next time, and hopefully I won't be panicking when that happens. Comment about your most awkward situation and if you are an introvert and how that affects your daily life as an adult. Thanks for stopping by. Feel free to comment and subscribe. Bye-bye.